What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever official Level 2 podcast. My name is Keegan. I'm hanging out with here my buddy Tom. We are the Level 2 gamers. Hi, Tom. Yeah. Let's address the elephant in the room first. I don't have a beard.
Yeah.
I lost a bet and I had to shave my beard.
Oh, really? It was a bet?
Yeah, it was a bet.
I didn't
you
know
didn't
that.
say anything all day today. That was the best part. You didn't say anything.
I'm polite. I don't like to point these things out. I was going to say you look better with the beard.
Yeah, but, I do look better with the beard, but I lost a bet.
Well,
So
are we allowed to discuss the bet on air?
the Saints and the Falcons played each other and the Falcons lost. So Brian, this is your fault. Nobody you know, but Brian who lives in New York. It's all your fault that I don't have a beard right now. So it's a little weird. I look babyface. I don't like not having a beard.
I will never shave my beard.
That's good.
I trimmed it. I trimmed it special for our show today.
Yeah. So this is the first ever podcast. So let's start off with every segment's going to start off with kind of what we've been doing, whether it's gaming, TV shows. So what have you been up to last, I guess, week?
So we have to remember that at the time of recording this, we're a little earlier. So this is not as close to Halloween as people.
It is.
think.
I don't even know what the day is. It is actually Tuesday, the 27th. So it's about a month.
So it's about a month before. So I've not been watching any scary things yet, but I will by the time this is up. Definitely be watching more scary things. But as far as TV and things like that, I've been watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Have you ever seen that?
Yep. Does the new series start soon or season?
The new one just started.
Because I know Family Guy just started and Bob's Burgers just started.
A lot of stuff just came back. Yeah, we're in that season where full TV gets really the kind of
summer lulls
heavy
over
again. Yeah. But yeah, I've been watching a little bit of that. I was told by a few people to give it a shot, so I did. But also, my wife and I found two shows on Netflix that we've been getting into. Mm-hmm. One is about it's about dogs. So it's basically Martin Clunes.
Is it Animal Planet?
Mm-hmm. No, it's not Animal Planet. But, Martin Clunes, who some of you may know better as Doc Martin from English TV, does a show. Yeah, just talking about dogs and kind of how they came from wolves and how they learned jobs and how they learned to mix in with humans. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of cool. And then also a show about the 70s, because I was not a 70s child and I definitely wasn't an American 70s child. So I'm learning lots about like Nixon and
Is it that
Watergate.
70s show?
No, yeah.
I went on binge of that a couple years ago.
I said that to my wife. I said, hey, do you want to watch the dog show or the 70s show? And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, we don't watch either of those. I was like, no, the one with Martin Clunes or the one with Nixon? Like, it was like, it's different.
Not Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those I've been watching a couple of things on Netflix, but mostly Brooklyn.
What about gaming? Anything
gaming wise?
What do you got going on? What's in this? The PS4 is literally right next to me.
It is, yeah. We just finished Attack on Titan, great little game, and I'm currently playing XCOM 2, which came out as of recording today. And I already own that game. I paid.
We did a bite on that game back in the day with Jordan.
We did, yeah. I paid full price on it back in the day. Not a little bit of a discount back in the day. I paid full price on it again. For the PS4 version, because the Steam controller is
wonky,
frankly a fucking nightmare to use.
The Steam boxes I don't think lasted very long. I think at this point they're kind of on their way out.
Yeah, I haven't really heard much about them since they kind of came out. I know that they had varying degrees of price associated with them. But the Steam controller was what I was hoping would allow me to get over my fear of keyboard and mouse controlling, and
it didn't happen.
It didn't.
You
really
tried.
happen.
I mean, we tried Subnautica and we tried a couple things, but
it's not terrible. It's really not terrible.
Just weird.
It's just very kind of bizarre. I don't think you can ever transfer the cursor to a pad.
Yes.
Correctly.
Yes.
So I'm excited to have the PS4 version because it is a wonderful game, and I was getting my ass handed to me in that all morning before you showed up.
Yeah.
So. What about you?
So TV-wise, I've been watching a lot of conspiracy theory shows on Netflix because they just released a bunch of them.
That's dangerous for you.
I've been watching, it's called Unsealed. They did Unsealed files, basically, and I watched all those. It's like aliens and presidents.
Like Roswell and stuff like that?
Kind of. They were not 100% like aliens. It's also like secret government societies, that kind of stuff. So I love conspiracy theories. I
can't say it, but you love it.
Yes. I don't necessarily agree with them. I just think it's interesting, like,
I think you're right.
The evidence people bring up, like, oh, this is cool. And some of them have legit evidence behind them that you're like, that could be true. Why is it not type thing? And then I've also been watching the same series. They have one for aliens. And I just found out this morning. I finished season 1. Right. I know there's 2 other seasons I can watch now. It's my show that I watch before I go to bed. Okay. Like, it's one of those shows, if I fall asleep to, I'm not concerned because I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, we all have a couple of those shows, I think, where, like, you know, like, it's kind of like, I'm sleepy, what can we watch that is a sleepy show? So that if we fall asleep, we won't be mad about it.
I do that one, and then the other show I've been hooked on is on History Channel. It's Ozzy and Jack's World Detour.
Which does not, to me, sound like it has anything to do with history, but please
it does.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
So Ozzy Osbourne and Jack Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne apparently is a big history buff. Like he's a big World War II buff, which is cool because I am as well. Like I love World War II.
A lot of metalheads
with
are.
it. Yeah, it's interesting. And basically what the premise of the show is since they're rock stars, they can go wherever the hell he wants to.
Right,
and he kind of the episode I just watched last night was they went to Cuba, and kind of explored the culture there. Kind of learned a little bit about Fidel Castro. It's interesting watching from an American perspective the murals on the wall of the U.S. presidents that they mocked inside of the presidential. It's now a museum, but the presidential castle.
Really,
is really interesting. Like they're caricatures of George Bush being a lunatic and kind of being
the
very stereotypical like
the other side of the
anti-America.
Story,
yeah,
I suppose, yeah.
Which I get it. Not everybody loves America. Not everybody loves anybody. And it's one of those things where that show, for whatever reason, some of it's scripted and some of it's just like, yeah. Like there's one episode where Ozzy didn't want to do something. They were building up the whole show, and then he ends up doing it, and that's written for entertainment value. But a lot of it is also just genuinely like, I love Jack Osbourne's personality. It's weird because he's no longer the fat pudgy kid he used to be.
I do recall him not like losing the weight and kind of being a bit more interesting at some point.
It's weird because I've not heard much from him.
Didn't he have
recently?
some kind of extreme sports thing that he did for a while?
He did Dancing with the Stars, I believe, too.
Yeah, but he sort of started getting known for doing these like almost like Bear Grylls-y type things, I think.
Probably.
I'm not positive, but
he lost a bunch of weight though. He used to do Muay Thai.
I think that was what it was. Yeah, is he started taking some sports lessons, I suppose.
More power to him. If you haven't seen Jack Osbourne recently, you guys should go look up a picture.
That is
it's crazy.
how you lose weight properly.
Yeah. But it's that show for whatever reason has hooked me. Every Sunday it comes on. I watch it Monday because I have it on Apple TV. It comes out the day after, and which usually I have Mondays off.
Did you ever watch the original Osbourne?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't.
I'm allowed to vape on our podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I apologize to the viewers at home.
I don't know how I feel about the Osbournes because reality TV's never been I've never been a huge fan of just because it's so scripted.
Yeah.
Versus,
which I don't.
But then again, I love
Deadliest
Deadliest Catch, but that's getting more and more scripted now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they never used to be. There was always like a little element of like, it would be better if these things happened. But I think what happened was when they started making these shows like Survivor and Big Brother and things like that, they started to realize that those, they had some moments that were completely unscripted that were what drew people in, that were usually of high drama or high suspense.
So for Deadliest Catch, one of the captains ended up passing away.
Yeah,
that obviously was going to bring in big ratings. And then the story they've been doing since that point, and now it's season 5 or 6. We're now in season 12.
Yeah.
And the son one of the sons, one of them is in rehab for drugs. The other one, which is a good story in itself, the other son has taken over that boat and kind of owns it now.
Wow. So
they've been running that story, which it's a real world story, but they also add, you can tell there's times where they add stuff to it.
Add a little bit of extra
and you're
drama
like,
to it.
Just keep it the way it was. I already care about these people because they've been here for 10 seasons.
Right.
That's why I like this one, the Sig Hansen, who is, if you guys watch The Deadliest Catch, is Northwestern. He's been on there since season 1. He actually had a heart attack on the way back in at the end of the season, and that's not something you can script. Obviously,
right.
They don't plan to have him have a heart attack.
It would be great though.
And
now is the time that you die.
Yeah, but it's one of those moments where it's like, okay, let's keep filming. This is real life happening. Obviously, they have to respect the families and their decisions to a certain extent. But
people die quite a lot on that show, don't
they? It is the deadliest job in the world.
Overboard and stuff.
Not as much anymore. Not to get too much into Deadliest Catch, but they changed the way the series or the way
do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, the way they kind of run. The way they fish. It used to be called Derby, which is basically you had 1 million pounds and you have 10 boats, grab as much as you can. Now they have quotas, so each boat has its own quota, so it's not get in, get out as quick as you can, don't worry about safety. Right. So each boat has its specific amount, so it's a little bit more safe. Because they had at one season, I think they had like 7 or 8 people die.
Wow.
And a season is 3 months. So it is the deadliest job in the world.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot of it. There's a lot of jobs, not a lot of jobs, well there is, but there's a lot of shows about like scary jobs, like ice road truckers and things like that.
I love that show too.
Yeah,
but I used to like it more than I like it now, but
I can't deal with them. I used to be really into that sort of thing, like the TLC type show, but I I don't know what it is lately. I can't get along with it because I know how highly scripted it is. Like we used to watch that show Sister Wives, which was about a polygamous family, a bunch of Mormons, and super intriguing to get a view into a life that you're never gonna be a part of, much the same as Deadliest Catch, I suppose. But at the same time, just kind of you can tell that they're going overboard with it. So
they got to do for entertainment factor,
right?
But anyways, that's going to be our first segment when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's just going to be what we're doing.
It's a segment. We did a segment.
We did a segment.
Segment 1 down.
Yeah.
Woo.